racing, folks, and it's a very even start from the entire field.
There's a freight train forming behind him right now. He will be as nervous as a cat in a room full of rocking chairs. I can give you the hot tip.
This is a new one. I got
sideways as a bishop on a chessboard. That was incredible car control.
Going for a bit of an ambitious dive now, and oh, there's contact! Here they come now around the final turn on the final lap. They're side by side.
Oh, there's contact there. Someone is going to be hitting the showers early tonight, I'll tell you what.
Crosses the racing. Absolutely sensational stuff.
This is heart pounding. This is nerves rising. This is sensational TV. Welcome to the start of a championship, ladies and gentlemen. And straight away, the margin for error is gone. Round one of the Aussie Sim Racing Championship in the Gen 3 Supercars. They are unleashed on a circuit that was never meant for forgiveness, the Nordschleife. This place isn't about lap time. It's about flow state. Bumpy asphalt that never lets the cars settle. Corners that arrive before the last one has even finished. And elevation changes so violent, they unload the tyres without warning. Here, memory matters more than bravery. Miss one reference point, clip the wrong curve, or arrive at a half metre offline, and the circuit compounds the mistakes, but not a metres, kilometres. And looming over it is all the questions that we have in our minds. Will Stephen Varga win another championship in 2026? He's mastered survival before, but at a track where rhythm never resets, and even champions are one laps away from disaster, especially in a wide, powerful Gen 3 Supercars tearing through medieval barriers. But round one won't crown a champion. It will expose weakness early. It's a new season, a relentless circuit to open, and a title defender who could be under immediate pressure. So strap yourselves in, ladies and gentlemen. It's sunny at the Nordschleife. It's Aussie Sim Racing in 3 Supercars, and you're watching it all unfold live on Sensational TV.
Oh, yes, indeedy. Welcome, Revheads, rig wranglers, and lovers of long laps. Clear your calendar, cancel the excuses, and check the wheel bolts, because this is the opening round of the Aussie Sim Racing Gen 3 Supercars season, and we are starting the year the hard way. At the Nürburgring combined circuit, that is the GP, or half the GP track, plus the Nordschleife. That's right, it's not just a track, but it's a tour, a trial, and a dead set pain in the ass, but we'll get more on that later on. Expect big V8 bravado, bold overtakes that age badly in the replay, and at least one poor soul discovering that I'll remember that corner was an ambitious lie. Now, alongside me tonight in the commentary gondola of good intentions, Zach O'Reilly. He's a man who describes the Nürburgring as busy and believes lifting is optional, and once claimed that he could feel the Nordschleife through the pedals even when the sim was turned off. Zach, the season opener is beyond us right now, as they're out there circulating around, but I don't remember crashing. I definitely remember being upside down, is a quote that we've heard before in the game, but someone's calling me. It's my brother. Tell him to go away. I'm during the stream, for goodness sake. Zach, welcome to the box. How are we tonight?
Very, very well. Thank you very much, Chris. And good to be with you, and good to have everyone out there in social media land, YouTube, Facebook and Instagram and Twitch as well. We're all here live on Sensational TV, global and trending, as you know it, ladies and gentlemen. And this is going to be a pretty cool event tonight. This man on the screen is the champion from last year in 2025. Can he back it up? Can he keep going? Can that momentum keep pressing on forwards? Or is the man who's just trying to call out my co-commentator next to him going to bring it to him if he decides to turn up and race tonight in Matt Munro? Or is it going to be a sneaky devil who approaches into this championship and just gives Varga a little bit of something? We'll find out. But it's a long lap around here, as we know. And one little error, you are gonskis, and see you later, alligator, into the barriers. Night over. How long are these tyres going to last? Who's going to win it? That's all the questions, Chriso, that we will be answering once that checkered flag is waved and the fat lady has sung her octaves out.
That's right. The tyres around here cop an absolute flogging, so you expect, I assume, everyone to probably come in and chuck on 4 new boots, probably about the halfway point, as the fuel won't get you there. So they're going to have to come in, refuel, and I guess chuck some boots on, whether you want to risk it out there and go without at the pit stop. It will save you a few seconds, certainly in the pit stop. Just chuck a bit of fuel in and away you go. But you will slow yourself down on the run to the line. And you probably don't want that around here, because one mistake and you're in the fence, and in a big damaged way, you probably find yourself getting towed back to the pit lane, and that's not good for anyone. But Stephen Varga is your man out there on the circuit at the moment. I think he's started his first hot lap. Let's find out. He has. All right, folks. He has done an outlap. Thank God. It's 11 minutes into this qualifying session. A long outlap, Zach. There's a lot to think about around this circuit.
Yeah, you can start to think about what you're going to do next week sort of thing as you approach some parts of the circuit when you're in the flow state, because it just keeps going on and on. But if you lose that focus, yeah, you'll be gonskis and out in the bunda. So we've got to be careful for everyone tonight. We saw on Tuesday here in this same league in the GD3s, did they get themselves a bit of lap traffic and some track cuts along the way? Half of the field didn't even set a lap time. And in these Gen 3 supercars, it's going to be very, very hard to even just get themselves, around here tidy. They start lifting the front nose up, especially at the first jump section, and then the second one as well, and even the about 3 or 4 other places at the latter half of the circuit too. So you've got to be on the anchors when you could usually just fly over there in a road car. These things just lift up and want to turn into aeroplanes. So it's going to be interesting, Chris. So we'll have plenty to talk about, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like we were here just a moment ago on Tuesday night for the GT3s out there as well. A full field of the GT3 car variety around this circuit, and possibly a car that's a little bit more suited to these kind of conditions. So these boys out there certainly have their hands full. Even Liam Hanley in the chat says, supercars on this track, holy. Yes, you'll be holding on to your bollocks. You'll be holding on to the steering wheel, white knuckled all the way around this bloody place. So fair. We do have some of the best drivers in the country out there, mind you, folks. So they're going to show us how to do it the correct way, I'm sure, and hopefully some wild battles to come. We'll see how Stephen Varga is faring in the old timing stakes. It looks like he's purple in a couple of these sectors. Where is he on the circuit? I've got no idea. Coming up to a right-hander here, maybe another little lefty and another lefty after that. Where is he? I've got no idea. I'm very unfamiliar with this circuit. It's my least favourite joint in the whole world. I don't know how people call it a racing circuit. It's just a Sunday drive out there, mate.
Well, it can be. It depends on how quick you're going, Chris. You can go around at 60k an hour like Grandma, who can be like a Misha on the YouTubes and just fang every car in existence around there that they want you to drive. And that's probably what Stephen Varga's trying to inhibit tonight. Just a bit of that into him, and some talent coming his way. We're at the first of the carousels here, so we're coming to the first half of the circuit, gone through the straight section, so to speak, and then we come closer around here too, where all the YouTubers just start to, perform and just gallivant around with their 50,000 4K cameras, make about 28,000 YouTube channels as well, and all try to fight off each other. And when you put on a show, going out of there, you go sideways, you go here, there, or everywhere. It's always really good to see, and that's where Varga is about to approach very, very shortly. He's going through the first of the downhill section, so he'll flick it right here, comes over into this little mini straight, then you've got to flick it right once again up through this section. As you go downhill over this crest, it's sort of a double entendre. You think you can apex it late, but you can't, because you'll just go too wide there, and you've got to nose the thing back in. And with the limited grip that these things have, it's all about this apex, because it sets you up for these two right-handers. This is YouTube corner here. All the graffiti on the circuit, everyone out there on the stands watching the cars go into the gravel trap right there, ad nauseum, mind you, on all the videos I see. And Varga just doesn't do that here at the moment. He's setting those timing towers alight. He hasn't been purple everywhere so far, though, so someone's clipping him, and we're going to find out who that is when they start sending those lap times onto the timing tower. This is shaky again. Mr. Boots, he's in there as well, Parkinson, and he's having a good old time. That's a good-looking car, the Falcon. What car is that off, Chris? I think it's a drift vehicle. The
old Nissan 180SX or something like that. One of those drift machines over there in the land of the rising sun. But a very unmistakable livery. You see that on pretty much every car that has paint available to it. There's a Falcon drift spec car painted up for it. So you can't miss it out there. And he's the one setting the purple sectors alight here at the moment, so he's sticking the curry right up Varga's ass here at the moment. But where is Varga? He's just about to hit that long straight down the back and not far left in his lap, so we'll stick with him because he's probably one of the closest to getting across the line. Actually, here he is here. Kobe Marshall, he'll be the next one to cross the line, so we'll stick with him actually, and we'll see what he can stop the timing tower at around the 8 minute mark. I believe these cars will do, maybe a little bit more than that, maybe 8.5 minutes, who knows. I've not been brave enough to take these cars around this circuit.
Yeah, well, it's going to... Don't blame you. I have not physically got any wheel time on this one in iRacing. Plenty on Assetto Corsa and Gran Turismo 4 back in the day. But nothing like this here at the moment. And Kobe Marshall's about to cross the line. So this will be the incentive lap time for everyone if it is legal for him. And it doesn't look like it is here at the moment. So he is dead set, cut the track somewhere, gone off. We haven't even got a benchmark time. Varga's going to come across the line very, very surely here to set a lap. So it's going to be the benchmark here for him. If it comes up on the timing tower right about now, it does. There it is. We've got a 8-minute 15.965 for him. Parkinson's just about to round himself onto the straightaway as well, who has been the purple sector getter, so to speak, so far on this lap. He hasn't gone off anywhere by the looks of it, with some white sector times not in existence for him, so he'll cross the line too. Jansen's out here as well, setting some definite good sectors in the last, but nothing picking up in sector 7 and 8 there, as Varga is about to be pipped, I would say, by Parkinson by a fair margin. Look at that, 6 seconds. Holy cowabunga.
Yeah, there you go. So, mate, he's shaking his way to the top here at the moment in the Mustang, looking a speedy customer as well. As we've seen, Varga is the man to beat out here in this series. I tell you what, he's just been pipped by 6 seconds. That's a big margin around here. I mean, as I say that, I've catch myself. It's not that big of a margin, to be fair. It's an 8-minute track, and you're only 6 seconds off. It's, a couple of tenths per corner, if that. So, we'll see what happens once the race happens, because Varga is a very speedy customer in his day, so hopefully he gets, a bit of a challenge this season anyway. We've got Parkinson up there and showing him the way. Who's the next one across the line? Mitchell Sykes coming down the front straight, or the back straightaway here. In the, what car is that? The Logitech lime green livery. I like it, but not setting the timing tower alight here at the moment, but he'll hopefully get a clean lap in, and he'll be right up there at the, front half of the field if he can get a clean lap in.
I'd love to see what he's got on the front bonnet there as well. Looks like, oh, geez, I know what it is. Someone help me in the chat. It's, I think it's, what's that bloody horse? The guy acts like a horse, and he's a character, but he's a human horse.
Not Bojack.
Yeah, I think that's a character of Bojack. Looks like the same animator or something. There you go. But he's going to cross the line. He's Mr. Whitesnake himself, the drummer's love child. And see if this is going to be a time for him. We haven't seen any timings come up on his screen here at the moment, and it has not registered as of yet. So Sykes still can't even get a lap in himself. The next man across the line we just saw in the background of him also doesn't set a lap too. What can Mr. Taylor do? Oh, geez, he's not looking too good at the moment. He's pretty much looking like a man who is starting to get himself into those ARIA titles here, Chris A. Starting to approach the ABBA stakes in the hit department, and that is a very second-hand looking Camaro.
Yeah, look, 3 cars having set a time here at the moment, and this is probably a quintessential picture as to why. A very difficult car to get around this circuit. Only 3 guys setting a time so far. This is the next one across the line, but due to that damage on the front, I assume he's had a little excursion off onto the grass and nosing it into one of the fences, one of the many fences around this circuit. The checker flag's out, mind you, but there's probably enough time for these guys to finish off their lap. Ben Taylor, new to the series. I don't recall seeing his name last season, so welcome to the fray, and welcome to the Nordschleife. He's a victim straight away, so he crosses the line for a invalid lap. Next one out is a race winner from last year. I remember at the Mexican GP it was. Hermanos Orodromos.
Rodriguez.
Rodriguez pinched the win after the 2 leaders came together in was almost the final lap, and Rob Tomei came and took the cookies off the table. But he is going to cross the line here and perhaps set a time. It'll be good to see where his pace is in conjunction to the rest of them. Crosses the line 8:19, so 4 seconds off Varga and 10 seconds off the lead of the pole sitter Joseph Parkinson.
Goodness me, there's this field spread. Let's put it that way. That's a positive, ladies and gentlemen, for it. And this man here, Craig Matthews, as well, in the other Kamikaze Motorsports vehicle there as well. Hopefully he was going to be able to set a time too, as he comes through the final sector here at Nordschleife, just winding his way through left and right, and then another right-hander coming his way right now, then a left onto the front straightaway again. It's just about getting the power down out of here and not overdriving the car, because you can go wide with oversteer, or you can just take the shortest way to the checkered flag line. And that's what Craig Matthews is going to do, and his lap is not counted, I do not think at all, as he comes across the line. Forgive me if it's wrong. No, nothing for Craigo either. So 4 cars. The checkered flag is waved. We've still got 3 cars circulating around at the moment. Sykes is out there, I think, pretty much circulating as well. Whether we'll get that time in before the server ticks over, we'll find out. But the price is wrong. He's out here at the moment. Has he set a time here that's valid so far, Chris?
No, he has not. And he is way around the circuit as well, so he will not get the lap done in time once the gavel comes down and the lights come up at the old studio there. Jeff Price just doing some final touches on the setup, I assume, because in this kind of layout of this circuit, I don't think qualifying matters too much. Pace, as we saw in the GT3 cars the other night, it's usually a case of the cream just rises to the top. So we've seen this guy. He's pretty good. Don't you worry about that. He knows his way around a Gen 3 supercar and a Porsche GT3 car from last season as well. So we'll see him out there, and we'll see him firing on all 8 cylinders tonight, and probably kicking his way through the crowd. In front of him on the map is Carl Brittingham, and he's pulled it in. Marshall's finished. Ash Rogers didn't make a lap in either. Only 4, setting a time. That's wow. That's I guess, just as I said, quintessential to this circuit.
Yeah, it is, and it's just a rate of attrition, and we'll see exactly what happens in the racing, because it's going to be up very, very shortly indeed. And with only about 14 or 15 cars out there at the moment, the Aussie boys, get yourselves out there, for crying out loud. Get into here. Just have a race. Have some fun. You might even end up with a sneaky top 10. Yeah. Because there's only 15 of you. So if you get 20 on there, and 5 of them DNF, you're already 15. Happy days. It's going to be good fun. We're going to be excited for this one, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you all are too out there in YouTube land. Bradley Cairns is in the chat on the YouTube side. Minnie Sanders is there too. Good to have all of you in the YouTube land watching us as well. And we're just seeing how Jeffrey Price makes his way around here, and he's doing a very good job. In fact, it's looking cool, calm and collected there. Hasn't seen him excursion off into the bunda as of yet, which is great news. He's coming around into YouTube corner very, very shortly as well to get his little bit of 5 seconds of fame. And we'll see what he can do in the racing. But with the checkered flag waved, and you've still got 8 minutes minimum between the rest of them to try and get around here, it's just one of those things where you've got to sit around. You can tweak with the car for a long time if you're sitting in the pits as a driver. And then if you're also here in the commentary box, it just gives you that chance to reflect on just how goddamn awesome that the Sensational TV team is. Christopher Munro, Zach O'Reilly, Lindsay Muddle, Peter Clark, Dean Hanley involved there as well. All of us in the commentary positions and central missionaries. It's very, very good to just be here, and we enjoy this. As little action as there is in qualifying around a circuit this big, we just keep ourselves excited, and I hope you guys out there in YouTube land are as well. Yeah, that's right. And I think we might take this opportunity as well to recharge the drinks here in the commentary gondola here tonight. We've got the catering flowing tonight as well. So all you folks at home, go and recharge your drinks. We're going to be back after just a few words from our sponsors.
Motorsport isn't just a hobby, it's a lifestyle. And when performance matters, you need gear you can trust. That's where ARD Importing comes in. ARD Importing brings world-class racing brands straight to New Zealand, supplying real racers, real teams and real enthusiasts with proven performance products around the globe. We're talking JRP racing components, Zamp helmets and safety gear you can rely on the track, Red Cat Racing for high-performance RC action, and intimate brake pads for serious stopping power when it counts most. Keep your engine protected with renewable lubricants, premium oils designed for extreme performance and durability. Turn up the volume with wicked audio, delivering powerful sound whenever the road or track takes you. And gear up with Spartan products built for durability, comfort and race day durability. Whether you're racing dirt, asphalt or chasing lap times from home, ARD Importing has you covered. Sim racers as well, listen up, ladies and gentlemen, because ARD New Zealand is your importing source for all of Camus Racing sim gear. precision wheels, professional grade pedals, immersive feedback that puts you right in the driver's seat. Train harder, race smarter, and feel every corner. From real-world racing to the virtual grid, ardimporting.co.New Zealand connects you with elite brands trusted by racers worldwide.
Expertise in getting the best gear. Sensational TV has proudly partnered up with Speed Nation. It is New Zealand's destination for high-performance sim gear. They also stock the best and biggest brands in the game, from Thrustmaster, Moser Racing, Next Level Racing, Sparko, Turtle Beach, and more. And whether you're looking for the ultra-responsive racing wheels or pro-grade flight controls, immersive audio, or rock-solid cockpits, I'll tell you what, Speed Nation has got it all. They also carry other trusted names like Butt Kicker, PT Actuators, Wheel Stand Pros, Gen Ace, Spectrum in the remote control field, and also Collective Line. So every step and part of your setup is covered, from complete racing rigs and premium flight packs. We here at Sensational TV back in Speed Nation to deliver the gear that takes your experience to the next level. Fast shipping, trusted brands, unbeatable quality, and I'll tell you what, Speed Nation has it all. And as an excellent gift for all of our viewers tonight and members out there of Sensational TV, and if you're trying to get into racing, go to the checkout, buy some stuff off Speed Nation, because if you buy any full price product on the website, enter the code SIMSATIONAL, that is SIMSATIONAL. Oh my God, I can't even speak. And you will get a 10% discount off your end card price. So go in there.
10%? 10% did you say, Zachary?
I did say 10%, mate. I did not say 5. I did not say 4. I said 10.
Safe drivers are lifesavers. If your organisation shares this belief and are planning to improve driver education in your community, SDT Simulator Driver Training has the solution. Many of our simulator users are also gaining a revenue stream by taking their simulators to events and schools for driver education programs. The system can also be set up to run motorsport simulation. Many leading racing drivers are now using simulators to improve their skills. Such software can also be used to show drivers they are not as skilled as they think they are. SDT Simulator Driver Training is a division of Safe Drive Training, one of Asia Pacific's leading driver training providers. We offer affordable driving simulators that are assembled in our Brisbane head office. SDT simulators are now in use across Australia and are expanding into international markets due to their affordable price, unique features and customisation for driver training. Depending on the simulator model being purchased, you will receive a range of training resources to help you to facilitate quality driver education. SDT is the exclusive distributor of Fatal Vision alcohol impairment goggles, marijuana simulation goggles, and drowsy and distracted blinking goggles. All are used to demonstrate the dangers of such impairments on the driver. Also available are driver training posters, driving handbooks, and distracted driving resources. Our simulators make the perfect training tool for drivers to experience how various impairments affect their performance. Contact Simulator Driver Training for more information.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, and your grid is up on the screen. Joseph Parkinson out in front. Pricey next to him, so he must have got around in time and posted a pretty good time. So good luck on the old direction there, Scales. Sensational TV, doing what we do best. Missing the action. Bloody hell. Stephen Varga there in third position with Rob Tomei next to him. Mikhail Serov in fifth P, and Kobe Marshall next to him with the British Pig, Ben Mead, and Craig Matthews starting off the fifth row. Ben Taylor up there with Ash Rogers, Mitchell Sykes off 12th position. Then we've got Clark Charlton is just a one-name band there. It's like
Parents didn't love him enough.
yeah, Sher or Prince or whatever. Charlton. Very fancy indeed. David Jansen and Blake Fitz starting in 16th position. So watch out for him, folks. We've seen him win a couple of races in the short time that he's been here. So we're about to get started now with the lights are out and we're racing here off in 2026, and it looks like Jeff Price had an absolute shocker off the line. Stephen Varga just ploughing his way to the inside, but there's a car of Rob Tomei just poking his nose up the inside and saying, hey, mate, you're going to have to watch out because I'm here now, and this time returns the favour by pushing him right up against the inside as well, but Varga getting the better of that little battle indeed. Back here's a nice little battle with Ben Mead and Kobe Marshall going for it up the inside of Price here, and almost getting the job done side by side through, just trying to get the traction down is that V8 Camaro of Marshall, but it has not quite stuck because Price has got it right, and he is in front of Marshall here going through the first little stadium section here in the Nürburgring GP circuit as they will peel off the main course quite soon, and they will head off into the Nürburgring. Zach O'Reilly.
Yeah, the race is over, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone's spread by 6/10 of it. No, I'm only joking. It's on Donkey Kong here because Marshall has got the upper hand in most cars, you could say, over probably about 80% of the field. So look out, Jeffrey Price. But Price has put up a good fight when it needs to. Can he do it here in these Gen 3 Supercars? A long race ahead. We've got 58.5 minutes thereabouts left in this one already. So it's a minute gone, and these boys are only in the first 16th of the track, and it's looking good here at the moment. Brock Clark's made his way up 3 positions from the start in 10th place. He's on a charge here as well in the Mitre 10 Makita entry, and he's really putting that thing to the test here at the moment, firing their way through their first open excursion laps here in this Nordschleife circuit. How long are these things going to hold on in the grip department? We'll find out, but they're pushing him early here, and this man, Parkinson, he might be shaky, but I'll tell you what, he was absolutely dead straight there. He was like Steady Eddie in an earthquake, 100% stable off the start. He rocketed away and just said, yep, I'm Gonskis, and he spread them already by a good 1.5 seconds here, Chris. Oh, good stuff.
Yeah, great stuff there, and pushing ahead as well. Parkinson with about a 1.5 second advantage over Stephen Varga. Rob Tomei sitting here pretty in third position. Then we got Price, who did get the better of Marshall, and Marshall just lining him up here, about 0.4 of difference. One of the closest battles on circuit, but down here, this is where it's starting to get a little bit spicy. We got Rogers there, and he's got Serov right up his clacker here at the moment, and it's generally a tough circuit to follow through as well because you really need to know where to go. Look at him just flying across this circuit. A bit of smoke coming out the back of Ben Taylor's car. Oh no, what's happened here? He's turned him. He's either he's hit him or poor old Rogers has had a little rogering of his own. I didn't quite see it. My eyes were off the screen. Was there contact, Zach? I wasn't too sure.
There was some braking, some low brake smokes as well, and everything in between. So I think there was a little bit of contact there on Rogers as well. That was Serov going for it. We'll have a look at it here. This is a long way back.
Yeah, we're a bit too far back.
Oh, he's already hit the wall. He's already smacked it himself. So Rogers already lost the position there, and now he's just finding his way back into the rhythm department. He's onto this front straightaway now, and further up the road is where this incident starts to get a bit spicy. You can see now that they're just starting to fight each other and just go over that jump, and here it is. The nose will lift up into the air just a little bit. Look at the monoing. It is just incredible stuff. This is one of the 2 wheel lifts in the first 400 yards of this straight section. You go up here, you're approaching about 270, 280 Ks. You're flying through here, and just watch the car behaviour as we file down this left-hander. We'll start to kink another one as well, and just up skis. There it is, another nose lift from all the cars in front, and just watch the brake here. This is where all the contact happened. Everyone started to do it. There's the brake lock. Up the inside it goes, and whooshka into the back of him and says, "Cop that one, me old son. That is you hitting the showers early. I'm going to skip off up into the distance." And poor old Rogers just gave himself a bit of the old double-ended DILDO style, and he's fallen back down the grid. Unfortunately, so does Benny Mead. He's just lost a position there too to Benny Taylor.
Yeah, a bit of final stanza of Requiem for a Dream for all you film lovers out there. The double ender in full force out in that one, but Benny Mead, it's Jeff Price who's feeling the pinch here of the old double ender here. He's got Rob Tomei in front, and Kobe Marshall just trying to chase him down here at the moment. 5/10 is the gap, and that is not quite as close enough to make any sort of any sort of dive or anything to feel the pressure. But if Rob Tomei just backs him up, which it looks like he's trying to do here as well, just Price is going to find it very hard to make a move in these cars with a very low grip. But look at this, he's hounding Rob Tomei at the moment into the left-hander. Brakes on in the front, just trailing through this little section. From all reports of the driver, Zach O'Reilly, you can barely get up to full throttle around this circuit. Oh, Price has come off there, dipped a couple of wheels off, manages to gather it up, and now into a very hard braking zone now, and they all compress up, and the battle's on here. I think Jeff Price is in for a good start. He qualified up in second position, mind you, and he dropped down off the start, had an absolute shocker, and now they go human centipede style through the first of the carousels.
Yeah, they're half throttle basically through about 2/3 of the lap here because there's just not enough grippo on the tyres. So it's going to be just a patience game for a lot of them. And speaking of which, Benny Mead's had none of it come his way. Everyone's barged past him. He dropped down 2 positions, and now he's dropped down a couple more from where he actually was. Cook Maitland, though, he's just come straight through it and said, "I'll have 3 positions for myself." But this is what happened to Benny Mead. Look at that. Just absolutely lost his bearings there on the circuit, and just chastaining himself around the Nordschleife there, just trying to keep out of the way of everyone. Wacko, 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 everything as well. And just punt himself back onto the track, Armco style there. For Benny Mead, somehow still racing around here and still on the track. But look at Price. He's now all over the back end again of Tomei. Tomei versus Price is a good one. They start fighting. This is going to bring Marshall back into it. This is the opening lap, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen. And now they're all just starting to see where the grip limits is. They'll be following each other around when there was a good 6 or 7 seconds difference between a couple of them on the racetrack. Now they're all just educating themselves on how far and how quickly they can push these cars with a full tank of fuel. And some tyres have now phased into probably optimum grip, but overheating them, it could be a different story.
Oh yeah, we've seen in the previous season, if you get too happy on that throttle and you light up the rears, you can just lose grip exponentially. And same goes on the front end too. If you scrub them too much, they just do not like that. You've got to be smooth on your inputs, whether it be in your feet or in your hands. And the longer you can do that, the longer you can make those tyres last, and that just ends up being seconds and seconds off your overall lap time. Here we go, though. Price is having a look at Rob Tomei through the slower section here, through the left-hander, and Tomei was aware of him there, through into the second of the carousels. And Tomei under big pressure here at the moment. Jeff Price giving him right the hurry curry. What am I trying to say? He's under pressure, Zach O'Reilly. It's only early. Jesus Christ, Sunday afternoon. It's been a big weekend for the Mudflat Munro out there as well, ladies and gentlemen. So doing our best out here, sensational TV style. Rob Tomei, though, how long can he hold the price behind him?
He's looking pretty decent, but this is the ultimate suckage of the German track here at the Nordschleife. You can just see from the chopper cam, the closing speed now. It's coming. Inevitable here. I think this is going to be perfect time here for Price to start spinning that wheel once again, and he's going to hit the jackpot here, I reckon. Straight up underneath him. He does so, just pure slipstream style, and look at that. Tomei's not letting him go easily. There, he's off the circuit too, and here comes Kobe Marshall too in the background. Tomei just survives that. Price has just outbraked himself a little bit there, or has he? Into it. Kobe Marshall's also looking in at this little stanza here and thinking, oh, good apex there from yourself. Now got the perfect run on Tomei. Nearly punted the rear end of him as well. Traded vinyl wrappings there. And now he's going to go for the slipstream down the front straight. He's got the one. He's got the inside. I'll tell you what, no one's going defensive here in the Tomei department. He's just left it all up to Kobe Marshall to get that braking maneuver done, and he does. Has he outdone his own talent there, though, as Kobe? Look at the thing waggling and dancing itself there. Cha-cha style. Gets it pulled up, though, does Kobe. And now he's all over the back here really quickly of Jeff Price. I'll tell you what, the Marshall Motorsports car is just turned on here in go-karting style. Tyres are up to temperature, and he's looking pretty spicy here in that red mobile.
It's funny how these guys set the cars up as well. So sometimes these guys, the setups will favour the cold tyre, and you'll actually go quicker on your first lap around. And I'm talking about a normal circuit where the lap only lasts around a minute 30. But these guys, some of these cars, they do the research, and as those tyres start to degrade, the setup comes to them, and it's a little bit easier on the drivability scale. Whereas some guys like to have it on an absolute knife's edge, and as the tyres degrade, it just gets even hairier out there. So some guys, the car comes to them. Other guys, they're chasing the car the entire way around. So I think Kobe's in that box of where the car just starts to come to him after the tyres start to degrade a little bit, and the balance starts to shift around in that car depending on which end of the tyres you are pushing, whether it's the fronts or the rears. And I think that it's kind of front limited around this circuit. You don't like understeer. You got to try and tune that out around this circuit, but there's a lot of high speed, high action turns, high camber, you name it, off camber. You've got everything around this bloody place. It's a handful for the drivers at the best of times, but in the heat of a battle, which we've got here, a nice little 3-car battle, 4P3 mind you, and hopefully these guys can kick that footy all the way down the track to about the 60-minute mark.
Yeah, for our sake as well.
Yes.
And it's going to be good, because if they keep this rate of attrition going, it could be 3 or 4 different positions changes and swapping as well. One bloke has to blink, and he's off Benny Mead style into the bunda, and that could be it for one of these guys. Who's going to do it, though? We just don't know. They're all going to finish. Just say thank you. I'll take it, and I'll go for it, and I'll get that podium. And Price is in the hot spot here, and I'll tell you what, he's not too far away. That's Varga off in the distance there as well. So Jeffrey here is just 100% thinking about the long game. I reckon he's trying not to overdrive it. He's not trying to defend too hard. This man has got the different idea, though. Tomei, he's angry. He's dirtied himself because he was in 3rd place, and now he's lost a couple of places here now. So it's all up to him to get himself back into the green mist and the flow state, and just make sure those driving inputs are smooth, the accelerator pedals feathered nicely, the brake inputs just don't overpower the tyre. It locks them up, and look at that. That was a touch there, and that's Varga off in the foreground too. So that's going to draw in a 4-way car battle here now. There's Stevie. His tyres will be as absolutely cold as a dog's dinner here, and he's got done. He's absolutely sent it off too hard. Can't get the job done. There goes Marshall. There goes Price as well, and Varga is under all sorts here. Tomei's going to have a good look at him too, and does so up the inside. Thank you, mother, for the rabbits. Vargas dropped down from 2nd, and I'll tell you what, that is very, very insightful there for us here in the commentary box, because that man in the Quantum Motorsports car was absolutely on song. He was never at fault last season, and he's come in here in the Nordschleife, and he's absolutely struggling here early on in this stage. Don't write him off yet, however. We'll see how he went about it. There he is, off into the bunda, pushed it too hard, into the one again, slaps it into the barrier, and that is it for him. That's why he's off, and the more he goes around on those that green surface rather than the black stuff, the colder the tyres get. Varga, 5th place.
Yeah, and we've seen Ben Mead just have a little bit of an accident here as well, as he comes out of the GP circuit out onto the course proper, and just locks him up, sits it sideways. No damage, no foul there. Just lost a little bit of time and, a little bit of dignity out there on the circuit. But he goes about his merry way, sitting in 15th position now. So things going from bad to worse for him. But I'll tell you what, Pricey has now just made his way up to P2 and he's loving all this action. Look at Kobe's Marshall sideways out of that turn in the background there. Absolutely on a needle. This guy's got it going on at the moment. He's starting to lose touch with Pricey at the front there as well. And it looks like Stephen Varga has just got his head screwed on again after that massive mistake. Saw him drop down the order all the way down to P5. So now he's got a few cars out the front window, which he probably didn't think about coming into this after starting. Where did he start? P3. He got a great start. He was up to P2 straight away. Parkinson's absolutely buggered off up the road. He's 10 seconds out in front of this little battle pack here as well. So it's all happening here, though. Rob Tomei on the back of Kobe Marshall.
Yeah, Marshall is just slip-sliding his way around here like a penguin in Antarctica here at this point in time. He's got no grip. Look at how early he had to brake there, and that was nearly another rear-ender, and he's off the carousel. That's going to give Tomei the inside run. See you later. He's got that job done. Marshall's not too happy about that. I don't think there was anything nefarious about it. Just a bit of gutso and aggression there from Tomei, because he took the opportunity when it came to him, and he's still flashing him like a bloody Predator the nudist beast. Come on, mate. Just settle down, champ. It's okay. It's all right. Let's have a look. And we can just see what happened. Oh, we just missed it. He just went off by himself.
Yeah, nothing.
Just see you later. And that's play on to me.
Oh, absolutely play on. Yeah, I think Kobe's just upset at himself and spamming the old headlights department there as well. Nothing that Rob Tomei wouldn't have done if the roles were reversed. Well, here we go. He's had a little bit of a waggle out there. Pushed Kobe Marshall right to the side of the track. He's locked him up. Somehow kept control of the vehicle. Beautiful car control there from Marshall. Wowee. I'll tell you what, if he was a little bit pissed off before, now it's shooting through the stratosphere now with the red mist. And you can see now just getting nice and healthy with the throttle pedal out of that one as well. Kicking the arse end out. I don't think he's too happy out there, Zach.
No, he's not. He's a very, very unhappy camper. His cockpit is matching the colour of the 90% of his vehicle on the outside, red. The wrist is descended. Oh, look at that, just jumping over the field. He'll get himself back into rhythm, though, and I think Tomei will just start to look a little bit sheepish once Kobe Marshall, if he gets onto the rear end of him again. That's going to be a battle of the five, and just the aggression as they jump over there. Front wheels lifting up into the air. You'd think they'd have a bit more front weight balance there, but nah, the aero gets the better of him. And Marshall is just driving the tits off this thing. Look at him, just the speed, the aggression there. Tomei had nothing. Tomei's all wiggly too now. He's going Elvis, Jimmy. No, he's not going Elvis. He's going bloody, what's his name? James Brown style, just shuffling his way through the track here at the moment. Marshall's trying to think about how he can get him back here. And if he gets this run out of this corner and there's one little error from Tomei in front. Oh, look at that. Just sideways there too. They're all dancing. These tyres are as dead as a doornail, but it looks of it are overheating. And at this point here, Marshall just needs to get himself into a little bit of a suck range here if he possibly can, and he could get the return serve on Tomei down the back straightaway here at the Nordschleife. But it's already breaking the toe style there from Tomei. He knows he's in all sorts here. Kobe's approaching at a rate of knots. They're both flashing us here in the old commentary box. They're about as happy as Larry out there. One is. The other one's pretty upset. But it's under 2 tenths, ladies and gentlemen. It's about 2.1 tenths per second. Look at Marshall just started to close in. This is the worst place in the circuit that I'm thinking there's going to be some overlap. Downhill, this is your disaster coming, brewing here, ladies and gentlemen. Something's going to happen, I can tell you now. If it doesn't, good on him. But crikey's almighty. This is racing. This is hardcore stuff. This is Ambrose Scape style here. This is incredible stuff. Look at him go. Murphy's involved in here too, I reckon, in the brain of Marshall, but that is a good exit there from Tomei. Yeah. And he absolutely skips him off down the road, drives out of the corner, and that's another bit of a checkmate there for Tomei so far in this stanza between Marshall and Tomei.
He's tallying up in the wins in the battle department, but there is still a war at raging here because there is 44 minutes to go in this race. Well, all the while these two are squabbling between themselves. Pricey's loving it because he is absolutely just driving off into the distance, and it's giving a chance for Stephen Varga to catch up as well. But it looks like Rob Tomei's just gone a little bit wide there, and a little bit skatey on the rear as well. But Marshall, monkey see, monkey do style, follows him around that thing as well, lighting up the rear tyres. So they're both just kind of tippy-toeing around at the moment because they just need those rears just to settle down a little bit, get a little bit of temperature down back into them as well. They're overheating big time, and that's as I said, bringing in this man here, Stephen Varga, who's watching it all happen in front. He's seen how close these guys have come together on the circuit so far, and he's licking his lips thinking, you know what, the next time these guys come together, there might be an opportunity for me to get a little bit of a 2-for-1 deal. Never mind the Boxing Day sales, it's all about the Nürburgring, and a couple of drivers that are just starting to get a little bit maybe frustrated with each other.
Oh no, it's exciting. That's what we like to see though in the commentary box. A lot of fun have been up here. Watching it from trackside chopper cam, wherever you want it, and it's good to have that. Oh no, what's happened here to Serov? The man on debut, he's lost his bumper. It's come back on. I think he's about to pull it up there and go for it. We'll go. He's coming back through it. So look at this round. He's in there. He's trying to get at the car settled, but he's just lost bearings.
Wow.
Slap-o. That's a write-off and a half there. That thing. That's BJR style there. Half of his drivers do that every race weekend in the real stuff, but he's unfortunately still going around his Serov in the pits with the old orange sun mechanical black flag style, and look at the erection here. I'll tell you what, if he's anything but, he's as soft as a bloody sponge at the moment. That man, he needs 4 or 5 blue pills to get himself back in the erection. That car has got more hits in the front end than Angela White.
Well done, one of your best there. Let's go back and see if we can find what actually happened to delete that front bar off Rogers' car. It looks like he's already lost it here. So that's a fair way back, ladies and gentlemen. He's in big trouble there. Oh, gee whiz. A few herpes style there in the old Angela White department for Rogers. So he's gone back to the pits and what do you call it? A little doctor service there from him. A couple of pills and he'll be fine. But up the front here, it's Marshall and Tomei. Back to the status quo with Marshall attacking and Tomei defending. Every point's worth a point or more here in this series. So there's no point sticking around. You may as well just go for it, because I'll tell you what, Price is just walking away and Parkinson has absolutely stuffed off down the road. So barring a disaster from Parkinson in around this circuit, anything can happen, and there's still plenty of time to go. Tomei, a little bit of a mistake there. That's invited Marshall up down the inside looking for the run, but there's just nowhere to go around this circuit. It's a single lane only if you want to optimize the line and the pace around here. Now there's a braking zone coming up here to the left, but Tomei's all over it, ducks in and looks for a late exit, a late apex, should I say. He slingshots his way out the other side and just gaps him by a couple of tenths on the exit. So a nice little exchange there from these two guys, playing a little bit of cat and mouse at the moment.
Yeah, Tom and Jerry style there, I reckon. Yep. And that's a correct reference, I think it is. Mm-hmm. Tom and Jerry, cat and mouse. And they look, anyway, it's pretty good to entertain us here in the commentary box, because you can see the difference there of what Tomei's doing. So Tomei looks like he's a man who's got absolutely no car underneath him, but he's managing to just wiggle his way through here and keep some pace. Marshall looks like he's got the car under him, but the mental is just getting the better of him, and he's just overdriving the thing here. I reckon it's a lot faster red and black car versus the mostly black and a bit of red highlights there on your screen as well. But it doesn't matter, because you can have whatever you want underneath you or in the cockpit. It's wherever you are in the track position that gets it. So should be absolutely good here for us here in the commentary box, because Marshall's not letting go of him. Parkinson has got the straights and is leading us by 12.8 seconds. Cook Maitland here has just got the job done on Janssen. That battle was starting to brew a little bit earlier, and he's just sailed past him. Beautiful. Camaro Mustang. Mustang gets the bird out of that little battle there. Who's going to win the war? We'll find out. Maitland's just early apexing that into that one, trying to fire it out the other side with some bit of straight line speed. He does so. That was very bad from Janssen. That's going to invite Matthews up into the rear end of him too. So we've got about the 4 or 5 tenths here between Janssen and Mr. Matthews. and they're looking pretty good here at the moment. That's wide there from Janssen again, so he's lost the rhythm. We said it in the opening. You lose your rhythm once, it won't cost you meters, it'll cost you kilometers, and it looks like it has there for Matthews as well as Janssen. That was a bit of a monkey see, monkey do sort of style there.
Yeah, that's true. You just make one wrong line through these kind of rhythmic sections, and you can find yourself just chasing it all the way through. So it's very hard to gather it back up and get back into that rhythm. So well done to Janssen to get back into that rhythm before Craig Matthews was within striking distance to be able to send the probes out and have a little crack here. What's happened to Ben Taylor? He's dropping back through the field here. Brock Clark's had a crack at him here as well. Let's see. There's nothing that's come up on the timing screen. I think he's just had a bit of a mare through that section and missing the front bar, but he's been missing that for quite some time. Brock Clark goes up into 7th. Taylor down to 8th, still up net overall, started in P10, so he's been pretty happy with where he's at the moment anyway. But the battle is back here. A nice little three-way happening at the moment. Cook Maitland did get the job done on Janssen just a moment ago, but these guys now just starting to reel him back in. Two Mustangs and a Camaro in the Mustang sandwich. He's having a good old time out there through the carousel. Oh, a little bit sideways too.
Yeah, he's just gathered it up there. I think he's just managed to keep it together as Janssen. So that's going to be interesting. Is that going to invite Matthews up the rear end of him? I think it is here. So this could be very, very close here for Janssen in the defensive department. He's off the circuit again, so he's lost it. That's going to Matthews is just letting him go. He's just braking and saying, mate, after you, don't worry about it. We'll just sit here and have some high tea together and sip on some scones and some jam and maybe a chamomile tea there, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. After you say, oh, no, please do. Yeah, so they're going pretty good. But it's looking to just give us something, boys. Just don't file around, Craig. But I reckon what Matthews is doing is he's just educating himself around here. He's just following a guy and getting himself accustomed with it. And speaking of accustomed, this is now the battle. Varga has got onto the back of Tomei, and we missed what happened to Tomei versus Marshall. We need to go and see what happened because Marshall is 500,000 kilometres up the straight there, and he's lost a position as Tomei to him. So Varga's going to probably get himself up onto P4 here within the suck range. It's now about to be 210s and under. Down the back straight here at Nordschleife in the suck range. It could be that one. Looking very nice here is Steve. He's going to go for the move up the inside. He's got no option there, does Tomei. He just has to be a sitting duck there and accept his fate here for now. Can he get the switch back on, though, because it's a left-hander, then it's a right, and he's still there, too. Oh, look at this. That was nearly nose-to-wheel contact there as well. Crikey's almighty. They came through there somehow. Tomei just aggressively just put himself where the sun shone, and Varga just had to look at him in a distance and go, well, you can take that one, son. I'll play the long game here. You play the short, risky one, and we'll keep going at it for the next lap. Cracking stuff.
Yeah, beautiful stuff. As we see Kobe Marshall just pulling into the pits as well, so he's had enough of this. He's made his way past Tomei finally, and now is actually Tomei's under attack now. Here goes Varga down into turn 1, gets that job done and consolidated as well. The quantum computing genius is coding on the run. He's got a wheel in one hand and he's got the keyboard in the other, the old Python XEX, whatever the bloody commands are. But oh, look at that big sideways moment from Tomei trying to return serve there before Varga just gets his eye in and starts to walk away. We saw him, I think it was about, what was it? It was the gap is about 4 or 5 seconds between these two guys in qualifying. So it'll be a hard task for Tomei to hold on at the moment. But it all comes down to this next lap because this is, I guess, considered an in-lap for these guys. I don't know if you don't want to be going too much longer because by the time they get around again, it'll be about 34 minutes on the clock, so 26 to go, and it's probably about time to chuck on some new boots, chuck some fuel in, like this man has just done, and comes out of the pack in 6th position.
Yeah, Taylor and Clark have done the same thing as well, so they're going to come through. This is a good battle here, though, between Varga and Tomei. It's now the battle of the dead tyres, I would say, here between these two. Who's going to be able to keep it on the circuit the most? We'll find out here what happened to Benny Mead, because, boy, oh boy, this man's been in the wars as the magician himself. He's just doing his best impression, and again, he's just outdone himself and lost all breaking points and references, and he's just about to pull it up and say, I've had enough, son. Into the pits I go, and there you go. We're getting closer to the pole as well. If you're in YouTube land, start giving us the polls, because we've got all of them are finished as one, which has already been answered. But under 10 is the next one. And look at Mitchell Sykes' card. That thing is absolutely done. That's Bonnie Blue and Angela White, and he's already turned himself around too. So just insult for injury for Whitesnake, and he just cannot get the thing turned anywhere. Mate, if it was me, I would just teleport back to the pits.
Yeah, I'm trying to find out where he's made this this contact with the wall. He must have been going around for quite some time. Let's go back even further, ladies and gentlemen, in time. Oh, okay, the car looks like it's in pretty good nick here as well. A little bit more camber than probably what he asked for, but clattering across the curbs there, and still in good nick. See how he goes. Where is he going to lose it? Maybe in this little section here. There's already big damage on the front end of that, the front right-hand side of that Mustang. Let's see where he goes. He's going all right here so far. Coming into this one, just a compression lock. Loses it onto the grass. No, he's all right. Keeps going. The tyre's still pointing in the right direction so far. When's he going to lose it? It's got to be soon, folks, because how far do we have to go back? Keeping one eye on the timing tower as well, just to make sure we're not missing out on anything in the background. We are not. Here comes the old Mitchell Sykes in the Logitech entry. Still going good.
He's doing well.
Yeah, thank you, SDK, for showing me that replay. I'm sure he's going to lose it here sooner or later. He's all over the shop, Zach. I don't know when he's going to hit the wall, but it's going to be soon, surely.
Oh, well, look, he's got about 28 degrees toe out on the front right. That thing is not looking pretty. He's tiptoeing around here. Is this SDK just giving us live viewing and not the actual replay? I don't know.
This is replay.
Because it's still... Oh, goodness me. This is the longest replay in existence, but we're that keen.
We're going back to live. Let's get out of here.
Oh, okay. We're not keen enough. We'll come back to them once it actually comes through. But this battle has sort of negated itself out. So we're going to go to the man in the lead here, Joseph Parkinson. He's got the straights. He woke up this morning and he got the straights, and that is why he's leading this from 16 seconds away to his next competitor in Jeffrey Price. And it is just an absolute I marvel. I was going to say eyesore, but that's the wrong term. And I marvel for this man because he's flogging the competition out here. And mind you, there's some quick guys who are not racing here tonight, but this is the benchmark for the season. This man is going to take some beating in Joseph, and I'll tell you what, here he's doing a good job. Just look at that, angling in right there, perfect apexing out the other side, maximising the track usage limits that he possibly can. Dances it in on the right-hander that's quick through there, easy to go out onto the bunda there on the left, but he's just breaking this thing everywhere. He's in that flow state, centre style, and just showing them all how it's done, power sliding his way out of the corners, and this will be his in-lap for sure here if he's going to do a Kobe Marshall, and he's setting the timing towers alight still, considering it's only 2 seconds off his personal best here at the moment, and it looks pretty good. He's got that set up dialed in, Chriso.
Yeah, he is. It brings to mind there are two kind of sim racers out there in the world. One who readily suck on the bosom of the Nordschleife. And I think Parkinson is one of those. And the other type who don't care for it too much. That is me. So you'll see in these races, and that was the case on the Tuesday night coverage as well, as Marshall just sets up Carl Brittingham here, the British pig, just goes up the inside here, and the pig doesn't give much of resistance there as well. So Marshall off down the road as he's made his pit stop and working his way back through the field. But the two types of sim racers, this guy and those who don't really like the Nordschleife, and I'll tell you what, it's a hard circuit to learn, ladies and gentlemen. And if you haven't you haven't put in the hours, you haven't put in the laps previous to when your said league pops it on the old calendar, you're probably behind the 8 ball as well, because as you said, Zach, this is like one of those circuits. You've got the YouTube contingent that are out there, filming their laps and putting it on there, Jimmy Broadbent style, trying to beat Max Verstappen's best laps or whatever they bloody do. And then you got the guys that just avoid it, like me. It's I've got, I'm a busy man, Zach O'Reilly. I've got better things to do than 8-minute laps around a friggin' German circuit, that's for sure.
It's just full pasting here in the commentary box of the Nordschleife.
Yeah.
Coming your way. Don't worry about it. You'd think we'd be sponsored by Clag here at the moment. The amount of glue we're just given to the old Nordschleife. But holy mackerel, it is a track where you either love it or you hate it. And that's just the old genuine consensus out there and whatnot. It's a reason, though, that this is a track of the benchmarking for all the manufacturers out there who can get the quickest street car lap time in the world and all that sort of stuff. How does the fastest cars in a straight line perform around here? And it is a place that is highly regarded in the world of motorsport, and pretty much only one of the tracks that remains in about 80% of its normal configuration from the start, mind you. So it is a historical place to be. I would say it's got to be registered on the what do they call it?
Sex offenders list.
No, the other list, the bloody when they have a house and a heritage listed. It's got to be heritage listed. This place for sure. Speaking of the old SOs there, Christopher, I tell you what, there's plenty of bush for them to start that nefarious activity if they wanted to.
Well, I mean,
around the outside.
Usually the case. There isn't much bush going on in that realm, but we got to get off that because that's another story indeed. Jeff Price, though, how good's this guy going at the moment? He's a fair way off the action there in Parkinson, 20 seconds up the road, but he's keeping it consistent, keeping it fast in the new livery here as well, in the yellow. And geez, that was a lap of the Nordschleife last time we talked about it, and he has come in on the next lap. So 33 minutes into this race, Price pits, and I reckon the rest of these guys are going to come in as well. Here comes Varga. Here comes Tomei following him in as well. Marshall's already made his pit stop, so he is at the halfway down that big long straight as you come into the Nürburgring GP section. Diabolical. Absolutely. Thank you, Ben Mead, for joining us in the chat after he's binned it and hit the showers early, Zach. He's had enough tonight, so he's lost it. Ash Rogers is out. Blake Fitz never started the race down there in 16th position. It would have been interesting to see how many spots he could have made it up. But here comes Marshall. I want to see where he comes out in comparison to these guys. So Price is on the move, but here comes Marshall really quickly as well. You can see him. He's in his sights there, just in the distance. But tell you what, the tyres are still a little bit cold on that Price machine, and I was going to say Harley Marshall. Kobe Marshall's going to be hunting him down.
Well, look, you know what? It's going to be that hard versus cold tyre compound scenario here, but I was just watching the braking behaviour of Marshall's car. Under brakes, that thing was just dancing its ass around there. It was horrible to watch. It was literally on the slip angle under brakes. So he's got that brake bias set really rearward at the moment. Probably could pay to go a little bit more forward just to save those rear tyres, because not only are they giving you traction under brakes, they're also the things that are connected to the big engine and transmission that's in the front of the thing to give you traction. But it looks like here at the moment, he's still, well, what is he? He's, where is he from Price? So he's 3.5 seconds away. Yeah. So he's now got to think about, okay, I'll just do this and stick it long run here and work out the math, because keep in mind, Marshall came in at the 25-minute mark. So he's now got to go either around and do a final pit stop, or these boys here have done the wise decision and got past that halfway mark and then put on their fresh boots. So bit of short-term game here mid-race for Marshall, but it could hurt him in the end with the tyre life department, Chriso.
Yeah, you've got this guy that's just come out of the pit, so Varga will be setting the timing sectors alight, I assume, now that he's gotten up to speed and those tyres are ready to go. Marshall, 9.5 seconds down the road, mind you. It's a fair whack, but I think in qualifying is around about that in front of him anyway. So a lap or two, and we could be on. Turn it up, Bill. Hey, it's okay to agree with me sometimes. I have some hot takes out there, ladies and gentlemen, but opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got one, and they all smell like shit to me.
Comments from the super coach there, just absolute wisdom and genius one-liners coming out of us tonight here. It's great stuff. And if you want to hear more of us, ladies and gentlemen, and you're enjoying it, please give us a like on the video as well. It goes a long way. And give us a subscribe to the channel as well, and then hit that notification bell as always to show when we are on, which will be flicking on your phone, tablet, computer, emails, whatever it wants. More often than not this year, 2026, we've got huge things coming your way. This is one of them. Aussie Car is another one, not to be confused with Aussie Sim Racing. We've got Wednesday Cup with SimSational's own as well. We've got Rang Out as well on a Thursday night. And we've got a big announcement that will be confirmed in the coming weeks. Also with that, it's just all over the shop here. We've got plenty going on. We've got another couple of leagues. We're international and global trending. I wasn't lying, ladies and gentlemen. We are global and trending because we've got Average Joe's Racing League. We've got the Winter Series as well. We've got absolutely everyone in TFG Racing, as well. It's happening, and it's happening quick here at Sensational TV. So thank you for your support here, and thank you for everyone tuning in tonight. It's good to have you with us so far. We're across the halfway mark here in this race. 37 minutes and 9 seconds gone, skis. And it's going to be a battle. Kobe Marshall in third place. For how long? With Parkinson just dominating here, Chris O, and Craig Matthews here is just still educating himself around this circuit. And yeah, he's now on the back end of Cook Maitland here for another bit of education session.
Yeah, that's right. This is the closest battle on the circuit here. A 1.5 second gap between these two guys. Well, 1.1 now exactly. So Matthews starting to wind up that Mustang as well. He's got Cook Matthews in front with Cook Maitland in front. As we've seen, he had a little cameo in the sensational esports realm as well. Came over for at least a Wednesday Cup and or a Big Bangers race as well. So looking forward to seeing him back out there as well. So these two guys circulating around. Matthews looking good here, just trying to keep in touch with that Mustang in front, the number 28 of Cook Maitland. It's a hard circuit to make that overtake. So we say, well, any circuit really. It's one thing to bridge that gap between the car in front, but then it's another thing entirely to make that overtake. So here is a good time for Matthews to start taking little notes, taking out that black book and penciling in. Oh, it looks like Cook Maitland goes a little bit hard into turn 564, and maybe next time around on this circuit I might be close enough to have a little bit of a dip up the inside.
Yeah, he's looking at that, and a turn 568 comes up, yeah. And then onto turn 750 to end the lap. It could be interesting to see where these guys have their strengths and weaknesses, and we'll see, and we'll watch on board with these guys as they go about it.
Whoa.
Look at that from Matthews. He just flew in there. Maitland was absolutely shitting bricks there. He just pulled it up way too early and thought about it. He thought he was at a different track there for a minute, I reckon. But the now line astern here between the two of them, and it's nice steering inputs there from Craig Matthews. Just cool, calm, collected, and just driving the thing, letting the car just be pulled around by the undulations of the circuit there as well, without turning the steering wheel too much. And you can just see these little things in the drivers as well. If I don't want to bat on too much about it, but you always have a habit as an amateur to turn in too early into a corner, and then it makes the corner longer. If you can just hang it a little bit wider, just at 5 meters extra without going too wide, and apexing it out mid to late on the corner, you get that beautiful exit speed, and you can just power away. See you later, good night Irene style. And at the moment, Matthews is just learning all of this as he goes around here, doing a great job. Top 10 for him is a win. Cook Maitland is still looking in his rear vision mirrors here at some parts of the circuit, I reckon, with those hard braking zones. He'll be unbelievably quick at the next race that we come to for these guys in the supercar land.
Yeah, lots of little variables to be had behind the driving wheel in these cars, or any car in the sim racing world. So many variables that can mean the difference between a winning run and an early showers that we've got there with poor old Benny Mead. But I think he might just be back out on the circuit. No, he is not. He's out for good, ladies and gentlemen. He's finished tonight. So the attrition rate is probably not as severe as we thought it might be. So I think the majority of the guys in that 94% said only 10 or under cars finishing this race. With 20 minutes to go, we're 2/3 of the way now, Zach O'Reilly, and only 2 cars have hit the showers early. So look, it's eclipsed my prediction as well. I thought they were 4 cars, I think I said to you in the when the mics were not hot, and you said 7, I believe, as well. So these guys, look at that. I love a bit of tenacity in the old driving seat.
Yep, tenacious stuff there, as Rabs would say. But I'll tell you what, he's not here tonight. I wish he was here again. He's on furlough here.
He's banned from Germany. He's not
that's what I've been told, exactly. But he said to me he was on furlough. So I gave him the benefit of his own turn of phrases there and just said, yeah, no worries, mate. We'll see you next time. Don't bring the baseball bat this year, please. My IQ has dropped a lot with all of those knockouts that you give me when you come into the commentary box. That he's just a man himself of his own gesture. He's Rabs Warren. And speaking of this man here in Priso, he's doing not too bad. Second place for Jeffrey. And I'm telling you, the price is right here at the moment. This man's been on song. He did he get a podium last Tuesday as well, or was he up there in the GD3s? I cannot remember for me. You've got to help me out there, Chris.
I will. I'll get onto
Find
that
out. Yes,
right now as you keep on talking.
He is absolutely flying out there. Is a price. So yes, it is 21 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. But he was battling for the life there. Marshall and Vargo were having the fight of their lives with Tomei too. And this man just locks up into turn one, just as I commentated. Praise him. We give him the old curso. There's the curse count for him, but he survived it. He's come out the other side and he's got a fair bit of insurance. Has Jeffrey with 5 seconds to Marshall, who is on arguably the alternate strategy to the rest of them there with older tyres now than these boys. But if you lock up those wheels too much, you'll get 50-cent pieces under your steering wheel there, Chriso.
You don't want that. As we've seen in the past, once you lock them up, and if you're familiar with sim racing or real world racing as well, once you lock them up, that creates a flat spot, as you'll hear Martin Brundle go on all about in the F1 coverage. You don't want to flat spot your tyres because that just means that every time you apply the brakes there on after, there's a bigger chance that you will lock them up in that same spot. And then that flat spot will continue to grow, and then you will start to get a few little vibrations through the wheel. And I'm not talking double-ended DILDOs, ladies and gentlemen. I'm talking just pure rubber vibrating against the road, ladies. Non-battery, acoustic. What do you call it? Analog style, ladies and gentlemen.
What do they call it? What do they call those the bands where they? Well, it's not amplified anymore. What do they call them? Unplugged, yes. The old unplugged style. Double ND1 LDOs there. Oh, my goodness, mate. We just lost the plot here tonight. This is incredible. Brittingham is a little bit closer now to Mr. Clark there as well on the track. Bryce has had some good screen time here. And at the moment, he's flying down the first of 29 million sectors here at this one. But that is Brittingham here at the moment on the back of Clark. So he's just getting a little bit closer now to that Mitre 10 Mustang there as well, and it's getting a little bit closer there too between Clark and Mr. Taylor. So we've got the suit maker all involved in that one too, and this is what Brock Clark did here at the moment, and we'll see what happened to him with the replay. Didn't say anything. Is he going to loop it here? Yes, he does, in fact. So he's now absolutely Tijuana'd himself out of this one, hits the reverse gear. Luckily, it's easier in sim racing than it is in the real life stuff, and gets himself back out. But it's just at the point where that man gets past him. Unfortunately for Clark, he lost that position with that unforced error, and into sixth place goes Benny Taylor. So British Pig here just hanging on the back, hopefully for some moves here if these two come together again.
Yeah, he'll be looking in the rearview mirror as well, because Brock Clark overall, let's have a look. They're very, very similar on pace, actually. They're both of their best lap times only 4/10 away from each other. So it's Brock Clark 4/10 the better. But it all depends on how when these guys came in for their pit stops, or have they? Let's have a look. Yeah, everyone now has come in for their stops. A couple in Serov and Rogers traversing through a couple of times. So we'll see how they go about it. It's going to be a nice little battle here, I believe. Ben Taylor probably looking in the rearview mirror, seeing, or at least on the relative, seeing that Brock Clark's only a second and a half behind. So it's time to screw the head on and really spot your entries and exits. Try and push that limit out, because the British Pig is sitting in tow as well. Because once those two guys start to battle, the Pig will be there on the scene, ready to I don't know what pigs do, just roll in the mud, I guess. So
just trundle into a new sty of theirs and just make
that's right.
Ultra muddy. But I reckon it's time here for us to have a break on the vocal cords, Chris. And let's go on board with Parkinson here for a good old half lap style of the Nordschleife, because I tell you what, this man has just driven away and shown the example of how we go racing here at Sim Racing. let's turn it up. Let's ride on board with this Mustang iRacing style and get those dulcet tones of that quad cam V8 rumbling in your ears, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back here in just a few moments. Well, we're back here, ladies and gentlemen, and this is a good little tussle because Taylor is now on the back end of the British Pig. And it's interesting to see what this man has been doing in the latter stages of this race because he's started to come on with some form. He's entered that little state of mind that you need to be in around here with the Nordschleife, and it looks bloody good for him. He's only 5/10 away here from the British Pig, who did find a new sty, mind you, and just started to trundle around in it. But then he found out that he got an uninvited guest into it, and he's just literally going for it to the both of them here. We've got 50 minutes and 15 seconds gone in this race, which means there's about 2.5 laps left to go, I reckon, here, maybe a little bit less. But now it's all on here for Benny Taylor. Can the suit maker get that thing absolutely tailored to the shoulders and cuffed in nicely around the hips there for himself, or is he just going to roll into that pigsty with dirty clothes and farmer boots on and just say to the British Pig here, mate, I'm in your territory, you get out of here and go and find yourself another pen, you dirty bastard.
That's right, feeding the slop to the animals here at the moment. But I think the Carl Brittingham doing a good enough job at the moment to just hold Taylor at bay. Taylor, in his first time out here in the Aussie Sim Racing Gen 3 Supercars series, from at least from my memory banks, I don't think I remember seeing this car out there before. So he's doing a good job out there. P7. That's a fair haul in the points department as well. So to all the at least half the folks that have signed up for this series that haven't turned up tonight, He's already got a leg up on y'all, so we'll see where he slots in once the rest of the field comes back. But I'll tell you what, he'll be better for the run, that's for sure, especially around a circuit like this. You can sort of, I don't know, do a bit more testing on the car and know how it handles these sort of high-speed downforce that is required that isn't available turns, I suppose, and a very high tyre wear as well. So he'll be much better for the run. Excuse me, coming into next week.
Well, there's two types of downforce on this car here at the moment around the Nordschleife. There's bugger all and none, ladies and gentlemen. They're just flying around here with just these things that somehow make their way through it, holding on for dear life with the tyres, and it's just who can handle them best here. And it looks like just a bit of a gap has formed up again between Taylor and the British Pig, who's got his gallop on once again. And Clark will be ruining that day where he just turned it around right here, lap ago, and let these two go by him. So it's a bit of a disaster there, and he finds himself again around somewhere as well, because we'll see a replay here actually of Cook Maitland, who's done the same thing, nearly just there, finally gets a break, not into the Armco there, and copping a $4,000 in barrier repair bill coming his way. And Taylor's just circulating around once again. So a little bit of a moment there for Cook Maitland, who's off it. Another one. Oh, not again, Mitchie. He slapped it into the wall again. He got the car repaired, and he's just given the mechanics another dead set overnighter there in the fair dinkum department. That thing's all bunched up in the front there as well. Not looking too good. It is just pulled in. See you later, alligator. And another little Price is Right scenario is coming on, because he is flying around here, hasn't put a foot wrong all race, in second place, and just doing what you need to do is keep it on the black stuff, don't overdrive the thing, and just get it to the bloody checkered flag. Yeah, this will be, I guess, the second last lap now. Looking at the race time, we've got 53 minutes on the clock of 60 in the grand scheme. And where is Parkinson? He's just here at the, sort of, I guess, the midway around. Maybe a third of the way around this lap. So by the time he gets around, it'll be probably close to the 58-minute mark. And then after that, it'll be the final lap. So 2 more laps to go, or 1.5, really. Out here tonight, it's gone fast, really. There have been plenty of little battles out there, but the story is Parkinson throwing the gauntlet down to our season championship, or multiple season champion of Stephen Varga, who's sitting down there in 4th position as well, mind you. Maybe a little bit under the behind the 8 ball in terms of practice for this one. But as I've said before, it's one of those circuits where you get guys that come out of the pack that have done more laps around here than you and I have had hot dinners combined, and they come out in any car and they just know the circuit like the back of their hand so well that they can eke their way to the front and just continue to turn the screws, which is, I think, what Parkinson has done here, because it's so dominant, the display. 28 seconds now, the gap down to this man here, who has had a very quiet race, to be fair. He had a little bit of a duel at the start between him, Marshall, and Tomei. Varga joined that party, but by the time he did, Price had already checked out, claimed the showcase, and he was out on his own there in P2. Kobe Marshall there in P3 now as well. He's seen plenty of action tonight. He's had a nice little battle between him and Rob Tomei. Varga as well, sitting there in 4th position. What could have been? He's down from where he started. But 5th place for him would be disappointed. 1 place down from where he started, so he's done a Varga as well. And the rightful people are now out in front for this one. It's 55 minutes and 42 seconds on the clock, and these boys now are just starting to think about the finish line, which is starting to get dangerous mentally. You can't think about it until you see that thing bloody wave those black and white checkered things, because when you get into that little state and you go, it's getting there. I'll just think about what I'm going to have for dinner. Oh, gee, that lasagna smells good. Oh, geez, work tomorrow's going to be a prick. There we go. There's half a moment there from Tomei. He was thinking about it. And you could just find yourself off into the fence. So don't you think it's all over, ladies and gentlemen, out there. I think we could have something happening here, and it could be big. If not, well, you can just thank me for sticking around for the excellent broadcasting, as Sarah here's had an incident.
Yeah, let's see what happens here. Coming down into turn 1, you can see big smoke signals there, and overshooting it. Yeah, the old Bob Marley concert not happening for him. Goes off the field. No damage there really in the body department. I like that livery too. The old SP Tools entry. from yesteryear of the old Gen 2 supercars. But now he's back on circuit. Mikhail Serov sitting down there in 12th position. Let's go back to live, and we're following Rob Tomei around at the moment, who is on the field that we have not focused on so far. I think most of them have. I think it's this guy really that we haven't spent much time following around. So we'll ride on board with Mikhail and see how he goes about it. In that Gen 3 Camaro, his best lap is a 8:59.6. So in comparison, he's well off the pace, ladies and gentlemen. His best lap is 14 seconds slower than the next man out on circuit, which is David Janssen of an 8:46. So good on him for having a crack. He's one of the guys that come out of my camp who probably haven't done that many laps around this circuit.
Yeah, and that's fair enough. And as I said, you've got to keep yourself on this stuff that he's on here, and he's pushing hard. He just must not have the setup underneath him here. You get that thing gallivanting around in the quicker department style, but he's having fun. I can guarantee you that. People find this therapeutic. Munro's not in that same department for sure.
Any other circuit?
Any other circuit? Yeah. I would tend to agree. This is just where you can go into that dance and that mental game where you just go, this is a lovely Sunday afternoon around here, and I'm just circulating around as I do. And he's doing it well. I can't really fault the lines here at the moment. He's actually, he's doing this pretty well. That's a perfect line through there. Nails it in the exit, and then probably just could have used that outside apron a bit more there. There could Mikhail, but that's good. He's on song here, Chris. He's not driving like he's got a controller or a keyboard underneath him. He knows where to point it. But I'll tell you what, he's just finding the pace there. Unlike this man, knows where the pace is. 8:10 is his best lap, and his last lap was only 5/10 off that. Unbelievable around a circuit like this. That is consistency there, ladies and gentlemen. That's getting into the peak status of how you go motorsport racing in the IRL department and in the sim racing land where we are tonight. And you can just see it. He's gone slower, and then quick. Straight on it. 8:10.1, 8:10.9, 8:12 was another one. And just even on his out lap and his in lap when the tyres were dead, 8:20, he's still quicker than most of the field out there.
Yeah, not bad at all. Actually, his in lap was quicker than poor old Mitchell Sykes, actually, as well, whose best lap is a 9:04. So, absolutely pantsing the field around here at the moment. And this kind of gears up for a nice little narrative throughout the season as well. We harped on about it last season as well, with Varga being so dominant in that first season that we did commentate on. Mind you, we only got one race out of that. It was the final race of the season at the Bend, but Varga had an absolutely inconsolable lead out there. So I checked the results as well, and he was absolutely flying that entire way through that season. Last season, he did get challenged as well by the man who's been chirping in the commentary chat as well, Sam Cullen. He's very quick in a Gen 3 Supercar. Actually, you can find him in action in the Logitech Pro Invitational. And I think it might be next Wednesday night, maybe this Wednesday night. Sam, if you're still watching, let the viewers know in the chat when you're next on screen in the big dance. So we'll all tune in on that once we'll watch the replay on Thursday, because we're all going to be tuned in here for the Wednesday Cup on Wednesday night. Don't worry about that. We'll tune into the replay on Thursday morning while we're all going through our Thursday morning emails. See how he goes. But as I was getting back and off track into the bunda there a little bit in the old speech department, it's good to have a challenge in the pace department too, Stephen Varga, because that just means more action for you folks at home in the pointy end of this field. And I tell you what, it's pretty hard to get up to this pointy end of the field. Zach, these guys know what they're doing.
Yeah, Aussie Sim Racing, definitely a top tier iRacing in Australia event put on every week, 2 times a week. Gen 3 Supercars, GT3s as well on the Tuesday night. If you haven't joined them already, get involved. Their Discord is in the link in the description as well below this video. So if you want to get involved, get in with the boys there. cracking place to be, and a good bunch of blokes and girls as well involved. So it's going to be really good to see how this man goes in the rest of the season. It's a long one, 10 rounds, I'm pretty sure it is, for this season. And he's doing it well, and he's starting it off with a bang. This is the final lap of the race, ladies and gentlemen. It is over to 1 hour's time, and he is on the first third of the Nordschleife here, just about to complete that and enter into the second. And he's just put on a masterclass tonight, as Joseph Parkinson. It's been really, really good to watch. Big hats off to you, my friend. All you got to do is get through the next 738 corners here to the checkered flag, and you will be given the grand treatment, I can tell you, here in the commentary box, and the applause out there for your competitors and the people in the YouTube, Facebook and Twitch land at the moment.
I'm just reading back through the comments here. We got a classic from Ben Mead. He says he's had a few bruised ovaries tonight, and this track is blood, sweat and beers. Very good, very good. Almost finished towing from Hell Reaper. That would be one of the guys that has finished the race. I assume that's Ash Rogers as well. He's had a absolute shocker. Ben Mead tuning in right now as well. This fella needs a background check coming in, swooping in a win like that. I would say that on any other circuit, but it's this one. It's so specialist. It's one of those ones. You get guys like, Jimmy Broadbent, who's done a million laps of this place, and he would come in any car and wipe the field clean. And it's all about track knowledge, how to go about it. Look at this guy. It's doing a little bit of sideways action as well. Parkinson obviously knows his Nordschleife like the back of his hand. And we said earlier on in the broadcast as well, there's two types of sim racers, ones that know it and ones that don't. And these are the ones that do. They all filtered to the front in laps and races like this. I went through the results of the GT3 race, Zach, as well. Our man Jeffrey Price ended up P6 in the GT3 race around here, and he was driving the Corvette. So pretty good effort from him there. Top four were all Mustangs, mind you. Ferber, Smith. Actually, no, Smith was in a Corvette. So Mustang, Corvette, Mustang. Around here the other night. So on Tuesday, it was a closer fought affair. But I'll tell you what, this guy, don't take it away from him, whether he knows the track or not. It's been a dominant display.
It is getting dominant for him, but this is the battle, because look at this man, Marshall now. He pitted early. He pitted at the 25-minute mark, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone came in 10 minutes later, 2 laps. And he is now just losing every bit of pace. Varga is all over him like a bad rash. And I'm telling you now, this is for the final place on the podium, and Marshall is all waggy. He has got no traction left on this car at all. Varga is just looking at him. He just has to sit behind him, really, and just wait till the straightaway, because at the moment Marshall is looking like a sitting duck, and this is for the final place podium. Get yourself in for the post-race interview. One of you, look at that from Varga, 100% on the throttle there and the brake pedal, and he's just hounding him, just giving him every little millimetre of air that he needs between it. Marshall is now losing it. Chriso around the outside, empty a trailer park girl style here from Varga, and there it is. That's the wag that he wanted, did Varga. There it goes for Kobe Marshall. Unfortunately, those tyres are way too dead, and Varga's just going to come back from 5th and end back where he started this race in 3rd place. He'll gallop off down the distance and take that one off Marshall. Good effort from Kobe, but boy, oh boy, Varga, that is the difference, ladies and gentlemen, that a lap and a half takes here at the end of it. That's what the strategies are all, ladies and gentlemen. And I'll tell you what, Varga has just blitzed them all. Thank you very much.
Yeah, but the return is on here, because we saw just a nice little mistake there from Varga going off 2 wheels, dipping onto the green stuff, and that invited Kobe Marshall right up behind him. But since I started talking now, that gap has eked out again a 10th or 2. So the gap is about 6 tenths, 5 tenths at the moment. So Marshall, just all it takes, 1 lap is the difference in tyre delta here between these 2 cars as well. Kobe Marshall a lap later a lap earlier in the pit lane, so that means his tyres are a lap older in that department, and you can see just the pace here. He cannot do what he can in the Camaro in front, which is Stephen Varga, who is starting to walk away. But we got to go to the front, because Joseph Parkinson has taken the checkered flag here in the opening stanza of Aussie Sim Racing's Gen 3 Supercars season number 3. Here he goes. Celebratory donuts, a bit of smoke as well. All the good stuff.
Photo finish.
What a go there, but it is a photo finish here. Look at these two guys fighting down the back straight. A little bit of argy-bargy as well there from Marshall. I don't know if Varga would be too happy about that, but it's all well and good. Oh, he's been bitted straight into the wall. He goes across, 4 wheels in the air. He's going to have to get a slowdown here before he finishes the race. Varga's probably going to end up taking this checkered flag off Marshall here because he will come down to the line. It's actually Marshall's that's finished the race in front of him. Maybe a little penalty coming his way because advantage gained off the circuit, Zach O'Reilly. What an absolute finish there from those two guys.
Well, there was contact between them all. Goodness gracious me. That could be interesting in the stewards department after it. Let's have a look here what happened. Oh, this is earlier on. That's it. What happened there between them two. They came into it and it was just a check up there and full airborne. That Target Tasmania style there was Kobe Marshall. He didn't get a slowdown penalty. He must have just skipped way over the track there and it didn't collect him on the grass or something because he's taken the line and got that job done. Will there be a penalty for him post-race after that one? That was incredible. Price has finished second. Marshall arguably finishes third with Varga only 4 tenths behind him. And Rob Tomei here is just circulating around the circuit very, very slowly. In fact, here for this one. Don't tell me he's out of fuel. If he's out of fuel here, this could be disastrous. It looks like it. No, he's just got the fuel. And no, he's got the brake accelerator pedal down. He's just coasting around here because he's got a minute and a bit between himself and the British Pig. He'll come across the line to take fifth here. Does Rob Tomei. Good effort from him. Luckily, I thought he was out of fuel there, Chriso, for that one. But that is fifth place. Controversy for third and fourth. British Pig here is going to take 6. Well done to him.
Yeah, great effort from him. A big gap behind him to Ben Taylor. When last time we saw these two guys out on track, they were very close indeed. So Carl Brittingham turning on the screws there at the end of the race, building that gap out, getting P6. Ben Taylor on your screen here. First time around here in the Aussie Gen 3 Supercars. A very valiant effort indeed. You can see the tyre marks still there from Kobe Marshall across that green stuff. It'll be good to see how the stewards decide on what happens there because I really want to go back and have another look at how those two guys went racing at the very last moment of this 60-minute race. There was not much action before that. Poor old Brock Clark here. He's missing a front bar. He's still going down the final stretch of this one. He will finish in P8. Then we've got Cook Maitland there in 9th position, being chased down actually by Craig Matthews, and he's actually got a pretty good run on him here up to the last of the turns before you get onto that big final straight as well. So we'll see if these guys can give us another grandstand finish coming up, Zach.
Yeah, look at them go. Sorry, I was just mid-swallow there and you caught me out.
Right.
But yeah, it was good. This is good fun. Too far away here is Craig Matthews, though. I think he's just going to follow Cook Maitland through the circuit here because they've been following one another there. It's just been a gentleman's agreement, I think, this whole race. If anyone is in front of Craig Matthews, he'll just sit behind her and just educate himself as he goes through for this one. But 5 tenths of a second and closing in. Will he do a late lunge down the latter half of the straight here? Is Cook Maitland just going to pull it up? But they both got enough fuel. We'll find out very, very shortly here. So they fire their way into the left-hander. Then it's a break into the right. Flam on those things, get the front nose dipped in and go for it. Matthews is not going to let him get past him, I reckon, here. That's Cook Maitland, who's just pulled it up a little bit there, too tardily there, I think. And now Matthews was probably had the chance of his life to go past him, but Matthews is just going to gentleman's agreement and make it a photo finish here for the end of this one for 10th and 9th. And he does so. Cook Maitland gets 9th. Craig Matthews gets 10th place as well for them. And this man who's got a black flag, oh, geez, eat your heart out on the last lap of the race. A black flag for Janssen. He's just filing his way back straight here too. So he'll finish there or somewhere else, depending on what Sykes he does here as well. Serov has been through the wars here tonight, but he's managed to keep his way onto the circuit. 841s for him in that beautiful-looking livery car, Shane Van Gisbergen style, and doing a good job here keeping it on the circuit. So he'll be the he'll be the last finisher on the circuit because Sykes has pulled the pin. Rogers killed a quits a lap a bit ago. Benny Mean and Fitzy didn't even start race.
Yeah, exactly. Just came in at the start, it fits, and pulled the pin before the lights went green. So Joseph Parkinson taking out the victory here tonight, sending a little shockwave through the ranks down there in the garages as well. So keep an eye on him for next week's round. I'm pretty sure we're at Adelaide next week as well. So the polar opposite of circuits to this one. And we'll see how he goes around the tight street circuit of Adelaide. Jeff Price, P2. Kobe Marshall, 3. P3 as well. In, well, you can say, controversial circumstances. Let's go back and have a look at that one. And see how they go racing. It was a little bit of argy-bargy there. I think that's all well and good. Play on from here. Here, I don't know. Tough one to call there. We're gonna go back just a little. Here they go racing again, and you can see it's Marshall just trying to get defensive. I think just trying to hold that defensive line in front of Varga, and maybe just getting on the brakes a little bit too early. Varga was there, but pushed him through, and they finish in P3 and 4. I'm not going to pretend to be a steward, ladies and gentlemen. That's a hard enough job as it is when you've got all angles available and are not live on the clock. So good luck to those who are trying to adjudicate that.
I don't want to be a steward.
No.
At this moment. No, not me. I don't want to be there. I'm not even going to comment on that one. That was hard racing at its best anyway. And it was just two compatriots going at it for the final step on the podium. And speaking of that, we've got to, well, can we drag some of them into the chat to get them in there, Chriso? Because we've got to see these boys in and get them in there, and it will be interesting. You kick it off, Chriso, if you're there, and I will be there in 1 second.
Absolutely. We've got the top 3 podium getters now in the chat. Oh, do we? No, we don't have. No, we get Parkinson in. There we go. We've got Joey Parkinson in. Not a bad. Hang on, I'm muted in there. There we go. The boys can possibly hear me now.
Yeah.
There we go. Joey Parkinson, mate. What a drive from you. It was an absolute demolition job there from you. How'd you feel going in? Were you confident in this race, or was it a kind of a matter of once you got out there, you could see the pace of the other guys, and then the confidence grew?
Yeah, I was pretty confident from the practice sessions, but they were about 20 degrees cooler track temps. But no, it was a mission out there, that's for sure, for all of us boys.
It's certainly a tough circuit to navigate around. Usually you find a bit more downforce in a a GD3 car or something of that ilk. But how did you go around in the Gen 3? Were you comfortable off the get go? Have you done a million laps around here in the past in other cars?
I'm probably more familiar with the track than the car. The car's a bit of a boat, but no, it was good fun.
Yeah, that's true.
Good to see you, mate. It was really good, and congratulations on the win. We've got to go to one, Stephen Varga, and second, Kobe Marshall there as well, because that was a little bit hairy at the end. Who's going to speak first and give their opinion on what happened there? It was good racing, hard racing, but there's only one person who got into third place versus fourth, and it could be interesting from their fourth. Let us know, boys, and take it away.
No, it was just a racing incident. We were side by side. Yeah, I knew I'd stuffed up the second. I was already on the inside. It's like,